Who were the 4 Indian kings? Today, we're going to take a closer look at some portrait prints in our collection that represent 4 Indigenous men who traveled to London in 1710. Though in their own cultures, these men were not recognized as kings, they were recognized as important diplomats that traveled to England on behalf of the Haudenosaunee or Iroquois Confederacy in order to request military support from the Queen of England to help them against the French and to help protect their territory. The men became instant celebrities when they arrived in London in 1710. They delivered a speech to the Queen of England and presented her with gifts. This speech was then published in broadsides and newspapers, and through the print and through the press, their presence in England became known and people were fascinated with them. The Queen of England was impressed with the delegation and she commissioned an artist to paint full-length portraits of the men. This style of portraiture was used to represent kings and queens and members of the nobility. And so kind of furthering that association that this delegation represented really important people that were coming to negotiate and create an alliance with the English. The full-length portraits that were commissioned by Queen Anne are thought to be the oldest surviving full-length portraits of Indigenous Americans. And these are especially important because the members of the delegation actually sat in person for these portraits. So they show details that we can look at to maybe understand a little bit about their culture and the way they might have represented themselves, including tattoos and jewelry and other material objects. Other artists were interested in drawing and painting portraits of the delegation, and then engravers copied those paintings and distributed them as prints. And because prints are portable, you could send them across the ocean, throughout Europe, and around the world. The prints that were based on the full-length portraits were used as diplomatic tools by the English and colonial powers. A couple hundred copies were sent back to the colonies, including here in Williamsburg, where in 1712, Governor Spotswood received copies of the prints and was instructed to display them in the council chamber, which of course was a very important space in the capital. If you'd like to learn more and view these prints in person, please come visit the exhibit Celebrity in Print.